Welcome back to Everyday Economics, where we bring you the big ideas behind life's little decisions. Tonight's topic, it's a bright one. Should you make the effort to turn off all the electric lights? Now, you've heard it growing up. Turn off the lights. Money doesn't grow on trees. But how true is that today? Is turning off the lights really saving money, or are we just in the dark about the real costs? Let's crunch the numbers. Suppose electricity costs 15 cents per kilowatt hour. That 20-watt light bulb you forgot to switch off? If it's on for 10 hours, it only costs you 3 cents. That's right, less than a nickel. Turning it off for an hour? You're saving less than a cent. So, let's say you're heading out and spend 5 minutes checking the house, switching off 6 small lights. Congrats, you just saved 1.8 cents. But hang on, what's your time worth? At that rate, you're working for 22 cents an hour. Not exactly minimum wage. Gary Becker, the champion of rational choice theory, would say, make a logical decision. Weigh the time, the effort, the cost. And by that logic, maybe leaving the lights on isn't so bad after all, especially if it adds a bit of security. 6 lights on for 2 hours? Still under 2 cents. Compare that to hiring a security guard at $60 an hour, and suddenly leaving the lights on seems smart. But wait, if it's so logical to leave them on, why do we argue about it at home? Enter Richard Thaler and his idea of mental accounting. He showed us that human behavior isn't always rational. Losing $10,000 in house value? Meh. Leaving a light on for 1 cent? Unacceptable. Even millionaires can't stand paying for wasted electricity. It's not about the money, it's about the feeling. That cent becomes a symbol of waste, carelessness, or disregard. And then there's John Maynard Keynes. Now, he didn't exactly weigh in on light switches. He was too busy solving the Great Depression. But do we think a man who proposed digging holes and filling them again to stimulate the economy would stress over a few cents of electricity? Probably not. Keynes had bigger fish to fry. Still, economics isn't just about cents, it's about sense. Imagine this. You visit your parents, and instead of turning off their lights, you offer them 35 cents to leave them on all evening. Sure, it's rational, but is it respectful? Is it normal? Of course not. It's socially awkward and totally out of sync with family dynamics. Social norms matter. According to economists like Paul Milgram, behavior isn't only shaped by personal cost-benefit equations, it's shaped by relationships, emotions, and expectations. So, while it might be logical to leave the lights on, it might not be wise. And remember, turning off the lights can be a gesture, a way to show care, consideration, and respect, especially if your loved ones grew up in times of austerity, where every switch mattered. Try explaining marginal utility to your partner after they find every room glowing. You might end up paying a lot more than a few cents at a hotel that night. Even Stephen Dubner of Freakonomics fame, who once tried tipping a flight attendant in the name of economic logic, found himself shut down with a firm, "I'm not a waitress." Just because something makes economic sense doesn't mean it makes social sense. So what's the verdict? If it's your house and you follow Becker's rational choice model, maybe you don't stress over the odd light left on. It's just a few bucks a year. But if you're living with others, it might pay off to think more like Thaler and Milgram. That small act of flipping a switch could save you a lecture, an argument, or even a relationship. So next time you see a light on, ask yourself, is it about the money or the message? And maybe, just maybe, saving 10 bucks a year isn't about buying a coffee. It's about showing you care. Stay tuned for more money matters and human habits, right here on Everyday Economics. Don't go anywhere. We're about to shed some light on your grocery spending next.